Miss, are you a thriller movie fan? If so, what characteristics of a thriller movie do you enjoy the most?
Yeah, I would say I am a thriller movie fan. What I like about thrillers is I like that idea that often it's set somewhere quite normal, so you can kind of really relate to perhaps kind of become a bit afraid or a bit fearful of things that might happen, and often the characters are quite realistic or realistic situations. That's kind of the main thing I enjoy.
Yeah. Right, okay. What is it in a thriller movie that scares you the most?
Are you cut? Can we cut the questions? Sorry, why don't you ask that one again?
What is it in a thriller movie that scares you the most?
I think it's things that tap into kind of real fears, so
like reality?
Yeah, kind of reality, kind of particularly maybe rather than horrors that are kind of unreal people, real people and what they might be able to do, people that are a bit disturbed, people that you think could potentially prey on you, things that could happen that you can imagine that could happen to you.
Yeah, okay, alright. Have you ever seen some sort of medical thriller? If so, what was the title?
I haven't actually seen many medical thrillers. I think that they're a bit more of a kind of sub-genre that are a bit more niche. So I can't actually think of any really good examples. I've seen trailers for films like Contagion and things like 12 Monkeys and things like that, but I haven't actually seen any whole medical thrillers. So I think that's something that's kind of a bit of a gap in the market.
Has it ever occurred to you, like, that looks quite good, I think I might see that as a medical thriller?
I think I've seen a couple of trailers for a film coming up called Side Effects, so things to do with like the side effects of drugs and things. I think that would be quite interesting. Right. Also, we're probably not aware of all the things that we maybe even take or use, so that's something that I think would tap into people's fears.
Yeah, okay. What would you expect to find in a medical thriller movie?
Obviously something to do with medicine and something to do with research, probably in terms of locations like labs, scientific kind of data perhaps, maybe some sort of illness or outbreak or something that happens to people afterwards. And then, like in all thrillers really, I suppose suspense, enigma, protagonist.
Okay. What would you not expect to see in a medical thriller? Like what do you think would make it kind of tacky or cliched?
I think you don't want to go too far into like slipping into horror. So although there might be some effects from whatever happens at outbreak or the drugs or whatever, I think you don't want to go too much into like zombies and kind of making it unrealistic. So I think the best things about thrillers is that they tap into real fears that people feel, and therefore you want to keep it quite realistic. And also a lot of kind of theatre of the mind, so maybe it's more what we don't see rather than what we do see. So I'd avoid kind of maybe showing too much graphically what's going on, keeping things hidden from the audience. Letting the audience be a detective almost, trying to figure things out, I think is probably useful.
If you went to the cinema, what type of movie would you usually go to see? Like just anything?
I quite like kind of drama, so I do like kind of serious films. I do like thrillers, often probably would more see like psychological thrillers or crime thrillers, probably more common. And also some sort of comedy, so a bit of a mix really, but generally quite kind of drama, serious films perhaps.
Okay. Basically, our movie Fearless, our opening sequence. Something else to say. Right, basically, our movie Fearless, the storyline basically is there's a professor gets stripped of his status as professor because of his theories, and they're quite radical and quite deadly. He basically wants to create an ultimate human race with a pill which will depersonalise the person who takes it, which is basically removing the fears, just the way they act, just literally depersonalising them. From our movie, do you think this would make a good medical thriller? If not, what would you change?
Do you want to go through quickly? Sorry. That's alright.